Okay. Good afternoon again, everyone. My name is Jay. I'm the coordinator of the office. I will be showing you a step-by-step guide on how to apply for OPT online. So step one is you go to USCIS. The link is posted on your screen. If you do not have an account, you can click create an account. But if you already have one, you can enter your email address and password and then click sign in. Step two would be to enter the verification code that is sent to your email. Step three, you can see your homepage of your USCIS online account. You click under My Account and then click File a Form Online. Step four, you should select I-765 application for employment authorization and then C3B as your eligibility category. C3B is for post-completion OPT. And then at the very bottom of the page, you can start your form. This is what it should look like when you start filling out your OPT application. So for this section is called Getting Started. Please again choose C3B as your eligibility category, and then there would be an additional question where they will ask you if you want to do premium processing. So premium processing is a service from USCIS that if you would like to, it is optional and it's not required. The cost for premium processing is about 1,600. It may change. I'm not completely sure. You just have to recheck online. But basically, you can get results or notices from USCIS quicker than the normal time. Some take 2 weeks, some within 30 days. That really depends. But again, this is optional. And then just click next. Next section would be your reason for applying. So you would choose initial permission to accept employment because this is your application for OPT for the first time. And then it will ask you if you have previously filed Form I-765. If you have, then click yes. If you have not, and this is your first time, just click no. The next section would ask about a preparer or interpreter here. So if someone is assisting you completing this application, that means if anyone who completes your application, whether a family member, a legal representative, an interpreter, if you are not 100% sure, just click yes. But if it's just you or you and your friend are applying together at the same time, you would just click no and then hit next. Next section would be the About You section. So you would provide your name. You will provide your name exactly as it appears in your passport. If you only have one name, you may be required to place it in the family or last name field. If you do not have a middle name, you can just leave it blank. And then when you're ready, just click next. Next section would be your contact information. It is recommended to use your personal email address, like as we mentioned earlier, and not to use your personal email and not your Lewis email address. And then the next section would be your contact information, your US mailing and physical address. So this is the address where USCIS will mail your OPT card or any other relevant documents. Please make sure to type in your US address correctly to avoid delays. There is an in care of section. So this section is for another person, or if this means that the addressee is in the care of another person at that location, often used when someone is temporarily staying with another person. If you're using your own address, you can write your legal name there. If you're using a friend or family member's address, you would provide their name in that field. And also a reminder to please do not use Lewis University as your mailing address. And then the next section would ask you if your current mailing address is as the same as your physical address. Just click yes or no. We had a question earlier. If your say for example, you're in Illinois and then you are moving to New York after you submit your OPT application. Your physical address would be your address where you are currently now. So put your address in Illinois, and then your mailing address would be your new address in New York, where you want your EAD and all other OPT documents to be delivered. Next section would be your gender and your marital status. And then once you're ready and you answered all of those, just hit next. Next section is when and where you were born. Basically, just answer everything. This should be your personal information. So when you are ready, just hit next. Next section is your immigration information. You will be asked your country or citizenship, and then you will be asked for your I-94 arrival departure record number if you have any. That can be found on your I-94 online. We have also shared the website on the screen. And then they will ask for your travel history. That can also be found in your I-94. Next section will be your passport information. The number of your passport, if you have any travel document, expiration date of your passport, and then the country that issued your passport. Next would be your current immigration status. You would click F1 since you're currently an F1 student, and then they will ask for your SEVIS ID number. Your SEVIS ID number can be found on the top left of your most recent I-20. The next section is called other information here. So you will ask for your A number. If you have been previously issued an EAD, your A number is the same as the USCIS number found on the EAD card. Otherwise, if you do not have an EAD, just click I do not have or no my A number box. And then for the online account number, if this is your first time applying or creating an account, then you do not have a USCIS account number. If you're applying for STEM in the future, then it will automatically populate your USCIS online account number. And then we also had a question about Social Security in the chat box earlier. If you do not have a Social Security number, you can simultaneously apply while you apply for OPT. You just have to answer these questions. If you have been issued a Social Security card before, yes or no. And then it will ask you if you want SSA to issue you a Social Security card. You just click yes. And then it will ask you to input some biographical information. And then once you get approved for OPT, your EAD card will be delivered. And then a week or two after, they will mail your Social Security card to you as well. Next step would be the evidence section. So this is where you upload your 2x2 photo. Please use the photo composition tool linked on the screen or on your online application that says photo composition tool to help you understand what are the photo requirements. It's usually a regular passport photo, but you have to make sure that it is the correct photo because submitting an incorrect photo can cause significant delays on your application. You could get a request for evidence to resubmit a new photo. So we don't want any delays in that. The next section would ask you to upload your I-94 or your passport. And then the next section would be an EAD card. If you do not have an EAD card, or if you didn't have an EAD card before, you would upload your passport in that section. The next section would be previously authorized CPT or OPT I-20s. If you have not done any CPT or OPT before, you can leave that section blank. Some students also combine, as what Marcella said earlier, combine all your I-20s in one PDF file and then add it in there. The next section would be Form I-20. So in this section, this is where you upload the OPT I-20 that our office will issue you with a recommendation. The OPT I-20 must be dated by both you and your DSO on pages 1 and 2. Again, a reminder, do not pay or submit the application until you receive that I-20 from our office. You can always leave your online application, come back, and it will automatically save as draft, and then you can just get back in there when you get the I-20. Next section would be additional information. So if you do not have or do not need to provide any additional information, you may leave or skip this section. Next step would be to review and submit section. So check your application and fix all alerts, warnings before you submit. It will also show you in there if you have any errors on the application. And then as of today, the filing fee is $470. It may change. You just have to check through the USCIS website. Okay, so next step would be to pause and stop because you have to download the I-765. It is called a linked on the OPT online application, and it says view draft snapshot. So you just have to click that, save it as a PDF, download it, and then email it along with all other required documents that Marcella mentioned earlier. Email that to our office, just in one email thread, indicating your SEVIS ID and your LEWIS ID, and then just let us know that you're attaching all your documents for OPT and that you would need an OPT I-20. And then we will review your documents. Our DSO will email you with an I-20 with an OPT recommendation on the second page. After you receive your OPT I-20, you can log back in to finish your application. Go back to step 7, where the evidence section is, and then click the Form I-20 section. You should add the Form I-20 with OPT recommendation under this section that says I-20 Certificate of Eligibility for Non-Immigrant Student Status. Once you add your I-20, you just click next. You would go to review and submit section and then check the statement box and then click next. And then you will sign your legal name in here. Put in your legal name as your signature, and then you click next. Once you hit next, you will be directed to this part of the application where you will click pay and submit. You will be taken to a new website that is called pay.gov. You can then choose your payment method. You can use your checking account, your savings account, or you can also use your debit card or credit card to pay. And then that's it. Once you hit pay, you paid your $470. You will see on your screen that says you have successfully submitted your I-765. And then there's a link to go to my cases. Just make sure that you secure the confirmation notices, all of it for your future record. Once you hit also pay, you will get a confirmation email or like an electronic receipt of your application. So if you click the go to my cases, it will direct you to this part of the online portal. You can check your case status here. Any updates will be stated in there. Your case history, all the documents, your I-797 notices will also be there. And then that's it basically. So good luck with your OPT application. And again, please do not submit, do not pay until you get a green light or you get a confirmation from our office to avoid denials, to not waste your money too. And then as always, if you have any doubts, always reach out to our office.